Wagwan alaikum, my friends.
Marco.
It's me, always Marco, back on YouTube. Where was he yesterday? Why did he do a live stream yesterday? I know, I'm sorry. What can I say? Sometimes shit happens. I know, I'm sorry. Sometimes shit motherfucking happens. So, we're here. Burger Baron says this didn't pop up in my feed or when I clicked live. I had to search it. We love that. We love YouTube shadow banning me for no reason on the cusp of me dropping my biggest video ever potentially. We love that. Viz Mayhem, what up? Queen of Karma, look at all y'all getting those points in the chat that are totally exclusive from modships and memberships. We love that. What up, Walter? Appreciate you. Thumbs upping the ting. Regardless, appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're here, guys. We're back. And I know what you're thinking. The angry mob is already after me. The angry mob. Where's the fucking... I know, I'm sorry. That's the sound of the angry mob. Being like, we want a new video. Where's our new video? You've been talking about it for a fucking month. You've been talking about it for 2 years, but now in the last month, you've been saying that this is now the 1 month anniversary. Yeah, this is the 1 month anniversary of me saying that this might be the last stream before I fucking drop the video. And here we've done 4 streams and it's still not out. We love that. We love that for me. Yeah, of all the angry mobs that are currently taking place in the world, that this is arguably the most significant. Let me explain. I told you guys nearly a month ago that the video was basically done and I just needed minor things to make changes about. Well, at the time that was true, and like always happens with these videos, is I think it's done. And then I send it to some people to get their feedback after only watching it by myself in an echo chamber of my own feedback for however many months. And then I get the reaction from other people and I go, okay. You know the George Lucas clip in episode 1 where he's like, I may have gone too far in a few places. That one, not quite that bad. Jar Jar's the key to all this. And then I watch it back with somebody else's eyeballs, and I'm like, okay, yeah, perhaps I repeated this. Perhaps this was sort of a redundancy. Perhaps this went on too long. Perhaps I could cut this. So I think I remember I told you guys that the video was over an hour long, and at that time, I had the runtime was 1 hour and 8 minutes. And I was like, okay, my video's 1 hour and 8 minutes. And then I made more cuts, made more edits, made it tighter, and now it's 58 minutes. So I was able to cut off 10 minutes, which doesn't maybe not seem significant, but it's a lot of time. And that's a sort of a similar story as to what happened with my last infiltrating a pyramid scheme video, where it was like 52 minutes, I think. And then I remember I sent it to CoffeeZilla, and it ended up being like 42 minutes, and it was my most viewed video ever. So I think that was a good step. So now I have it down to 58 minutes. I'm very keen to share it with you all. I also one opportunity. Do not miss your chance to blow to drop the video. So I want to make sure I do it right. I want to make sure it's good. And I think today that as we watch my most viewed video, wink, my ACN video, I hope this will maybe give me some ideas of how to tighten it up even more, because one thing about the early infiltrating a pyramid scheme videos, going back to like 2019 to 2021, is I talk about that company and I focus mostly on the crazy claims and how the claims don't actually line up. Thank you, Morimoko. And how the crazy claims don't line up with what the company reports in like their income disclosures and things like that, and sort of just the word games they play. In this video, and this could change, in this video, I dive deep into not just a problem with this MLM, but problems with MLM as a whole. And I don't know if this is going to be a mistake in hindsight or not, but this is something I always struggle with these videos, is like, how deep do I go on the problem of MLM? For example, I'll give you one concrete example. and I want to know what you guys think in the chat if you tell me your feedback, okay? In the videos, for example, I'll talk about how the people in the company say you just need to recruit 5 people who each recruit 5 people. I could leave it at that. I could end it there and say like, okay, clearly the emphasis is on recruiting. It's a pyramid scheme. That's a strong enough point to just show the people emphasizing the recruitment. Do I then go the next layer deep and explain to people who may be seeing my video for the first time who don't understand MLM? Do I then go the next level deeper and say, the problem with this is if you recruit 5 who recruit 5, you run out of people to recruit on planet Earth within 13 cycles, and the majority of people are in the bottom layer at all times because they have no people to recruit below them. Thus, it's designed for the majority of people to lose money. And then I could end it there, but then I could go the layer deeper and I could explain beyond that. And I could say, okay, you'd run out of people to recruit. So if the system worked like they say it does, why hasn't everybody already been recruited yet? As a matter of fact, why would there have even needed to be more than one MLM besides the first one? If the system worked the way they say it does. So it's sort of like I make the initial point, okay, these people are focused on recruiting. Then do I explain the rebuttal, which is, oh, well, the military recruits, colleges recruit? Do I preempt that response and say, the reason that this is nonsense is because you're recruiting an endless chain. The military, colleges, Walmart, they don't recruit an endless chain. In Walmart, you don't increase your rank from cashier to manager because you recruited 3 cashiers. Do I explain that and, kill that rebuttal before it even has a chance to pop up in the comments? And then do I go the next level deeper? And when they give me the rebuttal to that answer, when they say, oh, well, if we would recruit everyone within 13 cycles, how come it hasn't happened yet? Do I then preempt that response and say, okay, yeah, well, that's the proof that it doesn't work, because if it worked the way y'all claim it does, where I just need to recruit a few who recruit a few, why hasn't it happened yet? So this is something that I want to know what you guys think about. How deep do I go? Like, do I just stop at saying like, oh, here, they're very focused on recruiting? Because then motherfuckers can be in the comments or, making their own video responses trying to discredit me, being like, everybody recruits, the military recruits. So it's like, do I address that false equivalence and like bullshit argument in the video itself? Or do I wait? You know what I mean? So it's very difficult. And there's several examples of this, but that's just one of them. Get your bags out of the way so we can focus on the video. So true. Goon tax season is among us. Back up that Brinks truck, baby.
Thanks, Marco.
Hopi Nay says, nothing wrong with waiting for better quality. Appreciate that. 2 levels. The first level gets people in to understand the point. Level 2 will help people feel like they understand the basic level 1 concept. Go level 3 and you may lose people. Rob's neighbor, I found you years ago. When someone wanted me to go to this weekend event, if I could bring a friend, it would be better, they said. Yep. It's amazing. What up, Tommy? Tommy made it to the chat. We love that. Clarissa said, we missed you yesterday, Marco. I didn't know what to do with my Saturday night, LOL. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but I appreciate you guys for still being here. Look at all these members. Viz Mayhem, Andrea Marquina, DTI, Wagwan, Jared. I love it. I love it. I can't believe you've done this. What up, the real true savior 1? Kevin Joe, can you please investigate LSSC? Sounds like a liquor store. Yeah, okay. I can't promise anything because I'm in the middle of this big Bumbaclaw video right now, but yeah. Appreciate you, Rob's neighbor. Thank you, guys. Treytino says, I mean, if people like the video, they have more of your content to look through and learn more. Okay, so I'm guessing this is in response to me, like, saying, how deep do I go, right? Let's see an example. Let's see an example of this in my most viewed video. We're going to check it out right now. Maybe some of you haven't seen this. I haven't seen this in a long time, but this came out 830K views. Who's the GOAT? August 10th, 2020. Nearly 5 Bumbaclaw years ago. Crazy. Viz Mayhem says, I feel like you can go level 3 or even 4 if you create this 4 to 5 hour mega video. For sure. That's the thing, is like every minute every second actually that you add on to a video, you're asking for a bigger investment of time from the viewer, which I feel like as long as you hook people strongly enough in the first few minutes, it's not a huge deal, but it is still something to consider, you know? And here's what I realize about long form videos, right? People misunderstand. People who don't make videos or don't like think about videos in this way will say like, "Oh, if it's long, just cut it into two parts." They don't understand. That's not the problem. The problem is not a video being too long. I don't believe that that's even such a thing. As I talked about recently with the Jenny Nicholson Star Wars Hotel video, it's 4 hours long and I've watched it twice. Or James Charles No More Lies video, which we watched on my second channel last week. I did a little bonus stream. That's a long ass video too. The problem isn't that videos are long. And I explained it to a friend recently with TikTok. I said, somebody will sit for an hour and scrolling TikTok. So it's not the amount of time spent watching. That's clearly not the problem. People will continually swipe through TikToks, which are short videos, right? The problem and the addictive loop that people get into on TikTok is they're constantly being rehooked. That's why people are scrolling. So if you want to drop a long form video, that's fine. You can do that, but you need to be rehooking people. And of course, it is harder to do that the longer your video is. You can, jam pack a bunch of hooks into a short video, or you can really I guess intersperse them. So when I made my last infiltrating a pyramid scheme video, which was my actual most viewed video, not this ACN one, I remember CoffeeZilla explaining to me like you need to hook people right away, which I think you do with the intro that you have on there currently. This was with my initial 52-minute long draft. And then he was like, and then you talk for 5 minutes before we actually get to the hidden camera stuff. I think you should get to the hidden camera stuff within the first minute. And I was like, okay, that's a good point. So I managed to rework the video where I put the 5 minute talking spiel about the business model um, at the end of the video where people were already invested. And I got to the more juicy hidden camera stuff right away in the beginning. And this allowed me to not only move shit around, but because I moved the hidden camera stuff to the beginning, it doing that explained some of the things that I would have just verbally explained later, which allowed me to cut that footage out completely because show don't tell, right? And in this new video, it was the exact same thing. So in my initial hour and 8 minute long draft, it's 40 minutes basically of me reacting to clips and talking, and then in the last 20, 30 minutes, um we're actually doing all of the infiltration stuff in one go. And that's like 20 minutes of it. Like that could be a whole video just in itself. Um so I thought, damn, that's a long time for people to be watching and trying to get invested just to get to this payoff that I teased at the beginning, 40 minutes. That's a long fucking time. So what I did was a similar thing where I was like, I could sort of go Christopher Nolan with this and have like a non-linear timeline where I'm showing us at the event, doing the infiltration stuff, and then we're coming back to it in pieces, and these will be my rehook moments. So I put a lot of thought into that for this video, and again, same thing. By moving certain things earlier and addressing certain things earlier, it allows me to recognize, oh, later in the video, I'm basically just repeating this explanation. So let me just remove it. And already I've removed 10 minutes from the video. So I will say, I think this is a video where giving consideration to the thing that I said before about like how deep do I go, I think this is the first time, assuming that I don't get sued and the video doesn't get taken down, I think this will be the first time that you guys will see an extended alternate cut from me on Patreon. I think I'm going to do an extended edition of this video, which, I think that'll be fun. In the past, I've never done them because I'm like, I just want it to be the cleanest, concise video, most concise video ever, like no filler, nothing. And just, if I could cut it in the original, there's no point in, then it could be cut, But I think in this one, it is actually a case where I could do an extended cut. So Um, Trey Tino says, you have a point in that it might need to have something nostalgic to rope people in. Nostalgic? Oh, we're getting old, yes. Rob's neighbor says, that is great advice. I needed to hear that. Making revival videos, keeping it cut for attention. Yes. What are y'all talking about? Nostalgia? What nostalgia are you talking about? Like my video? An ACN video? Glad I made it. I read that as girl I made it. What up, bad dog? Favorite video ever. Fuck yeah. Appreciate you. Um, we're talking about, yeah, both the ACN video and my new video. How can we get, yeah, Viz Mayhem. Wow, that's crazy. How can we get access to the Patreon? Can I have the link? Oh, well, a little birdie may or may not have just put the link in the chat using the magic of the internet, pressing a single button on his stream deck, and there it is. Can't wait for this new video. Thank you. Johnny says, your fans will watch a long video, but it's important to reach outside of your fan base. That's the key for me. To the people who need to hear your message in a concise video. Yeah. Oh, for the 4-hour mega video. Yeah. It's also, yeah, again, I'm of two minds about it, Johnny, because all of my infiltrating a pyramid scheme videos have gotten longer and longer, and they've done better and better. Like, WFG part 1 was 17 minutes. ACN is 27 minutes. I Am Academy was like 31 minutes. The name of the company whose name I can't remember, that was 42 minutes, and that was my far and away most viewed video. And now this one I'm looking at 58 minutes. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The longer they've gotten, the better they've performed. And is that really because is it because they're getting longer? I don't think so. I think it's because over those years, I'm also becoming a better video editor, a better storyteller, a more confident speaker, etc. So yeah. Woo, too slow. There's a time a few years back when I fell asleep to ACN part 1 and 2 like it was white noise. I love that. What up, James? Appreciate you. A lot of the videos we were talking about that were super long have a nostalgic link. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I'm not doing a 4-hour fucking long edited video. That would be insane. I miss clowning on Mad Dogs Live when the Cowboys would smash the Giants. What do you mean you miss it? You can still do it. Happy Father's Day. Yeah, happy Father's Day from your daddy. Always Marco to you. So sweet. The people in this stream are super dedicated, and what may hook us may not hook the normal guy who hasn't thought anything about pyramid schemes maybe ever. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of another example. Okay, here's another example in the video where it's like, how deep do I go? There's another example where I talk about how in the compensation plan of this MLM, it's mandatory for distributors to make purchases of products. It's mandatory for them to buy products themselves. That's one of those moments where I was like, okay, let me fix this. That's one of those moments where I was like, okay, I also have the option to go deeper here. Do I simply say that it's mandatory for people in the company to buy, like to basically be their own customers and just let the audience go, that's weird? Or do I explain and say like, hey y'all, if this company was really focused on making product sales, why would they put the obstacle in their own way of making distributors buy products themselves? If they were really focused on product sales, why would it be mandatory for people to buy products themselves? And then explain, like, when a distributor purchases products from the company would have no way of knowing whether they sold that product or consumed it or if it sat in the garage. So from the financial point of view, the distributor's purchases are actually the only ones that matter and the only ones they can track. So clearly this isn't about selling products to genuine customers. This is about creating a internal consumption loop of people signing up and then buying every single month and trying to sell products to real people out in the world who want the product is as a non-issue. It's not even a consideration. So this is another thing where it's like I can explain the incentive and be like, it's not just that they have to buy monthly products, but they also, the compensation plan incentivizes you buying more products because that's how you increase your PV. And how you increase your PV is how you increase your rank and your commission and your downline's PV. So really you would be incentivized to buy more products than you knew what to do with, and to recruit more people and get them to buy more products as well. Not just the new recruits, but the recruits you already have. You'd be incentivized to push them to buy more, because your downline's volume, PV or whatever, also contributes to how successful you are. So, yeah, it's one of these things where it's like, fuck, how deep do I go, I'm trying to find ways to cut out parts where it's like, okay, does this speak for itself, or does this require some analysis? And if no analysis is required, I just dead it. Like, I recently went back and I watched a video of mine, which is at my actual most viewed video, of a company. It's about a company whose name I can't remember. It came out 2 years ago. And in that video, I was surprised because when I thought back about it, I was like, yeah, I remember I explained this and I explained this. And then I went back and watched the video, and I actually didn't explain away any of the things I said. I just let them speak for themselves. Like when they're talking about there's one guy who's talking about, like, people would say, what kind of son are you? You're going to work on Mother's Day? Well, that's why I'm working, because every day is my mom's Mother's Day. Instead of me cutting to a shot of myself, like a talking head, and being like, yeah, this is really fucked up, because he's using this emotional manipulation angle of talking about, Mother's Day and missing Mother's Day, and promoting this, like, toxic positivity, hustle culture, with the reasoning that it's so that one day, every day can be my mom's Mother's Day, and, like, sort of really spelling it out for the viewer. And I remember I had written that in the initial script for the video, and then when I watched the video again recently, I was like, oh, I never even explained it. I just let it speak for itself and let the audience be like, oh, that's fucked up, that's bullshit. So I'm trying to make sure I'm trying to do that more with this video. Spec says Justin is still my favorite side character of this MLM universe. Yeah, fun fact, Justin, I remember I spoke to Justin on the phone maybe 4 years ago. I was in Vancouver visiting my friend, and I remember I had gotten on the phone with Justin, and I was, like, interested in doing, like, a follow-up with him to talk about his experience with Nathan and ACN. And he was down with it initially, and I was going to do, like, this whole ACN part 3, but after that, he just sort of ghosted me, and now I don't know what he's up to, but probably Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or something. Can you come to Santa Ana, California PHP office? I will. If you, tell you what, if you fund my hotel stay for Santa Ana, California, and give me a little bit of cash to buy In-N-Out Burger when I'm there, absolutely, I will do it. Whatever happened to Justin? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's been a couple years since I even saw his Instagram. I think he was doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and had a girlfriend or something. I mean, that's how most like men getting towards the end of their 20s or like in their early 30s, it's like you have very few options. It's like, if you weren't already in the military, it's like military, high rocks, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, steroids, I don't know, fishing. I don't know. There's very few. Tretino says, it took me 3 years to obsessively watch anti-MLM videos for it to fully click. So I'd argue some analysis is required. Yeah. True. Emotional Manipulation Station. Yeah, that's a great song. PHP office in Oak Brook, Illinois, too, Marco. Okay. Streamlabs link in the chat, y'all. Streamlabs link in the chat. You're seeing this wager go down with DJ BK in the chat as we speak. Buy some stuff for your dad here. AlwaysMarcoMerch.com. Your dad will love a cult member t-shirt or a Goon Juice mug. I don't think the Goon Juice mug is on there right now, Jared, but for sure the cult member t-shirt. Okay, let's check this out. I mean, I will say, I think this video, to me, you know what I felt was the biggest, like, level up in my, what was the biggest level up in my career as, like, a YouTuber or editor, was when I made this video and I started it with the hook of, right here, of Nathan saying, whoever builds the biggest team makes the most. I mean, round of applause for me one time for that. Round of applause for me putting that hook there. I remember in the initial cut of this, I didn't have that. And then, I don't know, I think one of my friends told me, like, you should put a hook at the beginning of the video. All the big YouTubers do that. And then I did that. And, yeah, like having the video start with this hidden camera grainy footage of Nathan saying whoever builds the biggest team makes the most. And it's like him making. Bad Dog says Nathan was a grade A douchebag. I agree. Okay, we're back. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Wi-Fi cut out for a second. I love it. I love it when that happens. Make sure we're still here. Come in, come in. Can you still hear me? Yes? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I remember when I did this hook, I thought I was an absolute YouTube editing genius for this, but it was a really good hook, honestly. It was a really good hook. And also, even before I was thinking about it like that, I also, like, I get right to fucking with this video. I just get right in there. Like, I'm DMing Justin, I'm in there, and within the first 2 minutes of the video, like, not even, within a minute and 40 seconds, I'm already on my way. A minute and 50, I'm at the place. And boom, we already start. Wow, what a great video. Okay, let's watch it. Here we go. Play, fucker. Where's... Oh, I should probably unmute it. Fuck yeah, fucking it up.
Whoever builds the biggest team makes the most. So I built a team of 41,000 people. I brought in 250,000 customers. And the ACN sends me residually 92 grand a month, not including the bonuses.
Right. I mean, 40... How many fucking people did you recruit, Nathan? 42,000 people. You're full of shit, man. If you could recruit 42,000 people to do anything, whether directly or taprooting or whatever, you should be running your own multinational, multi-bajillion dollar corporation. 42,000 fucking people. Bro, think about how bad that actually is. You've brought in 42,000 people, each who paid a $199 sign-up fee, which we will see later. That's 8.3 million from those 42,000 people, assuming he's telling the truth, which we know he's not. But let's assume he's telling the truth. 42,000 people who each pay a $199 sign-up fee, which is what he explains later in the video. And let's say that's all they spent. They never made any more monthly purchases or switched their phone plan over to the fucking ACN phone plan. That's $8.3 million. And you're saying they send you 92 grand a month. Let's also assume that's true, which we probably know it's not. It would take 90 months just for them to pay you out the amount that you brought in. 90 months divided by 12, 7.5 years. And presumably during that 7.5 years, you'd be recruiting more people, more and more people. Now we know Nathan was in the company 13 years by the point that I'd made this video. So it's just absolutely fucking insane to make a claim like this. And even if it was true, to not realize that you're actually, like, kind of getting fucked on, like, your split of it. Like, you're not even getting a good deal, you know? This is something that I was explaining to people in I Am Academy in 2021. Motherfuckers would be making, they'd be like, I'm P5,000. No, what was it? P600. You're making $600 a month because of the recruits you have. You're making $600 a month. And to do that, you had to recruit, I don't know how many people it was. You had to recruit however many people who each paid $200 a month. No, $200 plus like $135 a month to make $600 a month. So it's simple math. You've brought in for the company like thousands of dollars and they're giving you $600. You're getting fucked. Anyways. ACN is a multi-level marketing company that buys services like cell phone plans, internet, energy, and gas, and resells them directly to consumers. But beneath the surface, they're fueled by a predatory and methodical system of recruiting new members who pay to join and are then manipulated into recruiting others and blaming themselves when they don't ultimately achieve the promise that lured them in to begin with. You can tell in this video that, first of all, I filmed this on my phone, so big up to the iPhone 10. I'm filming on my phone, and you can tell that I'm looking at the screen where the script is. I, like, keep looking back to the script because I couldn't, like... I don't know. I kept getting psyched out by, like, trying to remember the whole paragraph and then looking into the camera and just saying it. So I, like, kept looking into the fucking laptop screen to see the script. Now I have a little teleprompter where I put the script on my phone, and the phone goes inside the thing and reflects off the glass, and I can read it that way, and it's like a proper teleprompter. But in this video, I was filming on my phone. So some people have asked me, what's the little fucking squirrel thing behind you on the wall? That's a deep, deep cut. Early in the days of my YouTube live streaming career, there was an illustrious figure who still subscribes to me, but it's not as frequent that he's in the chats, named Deadpoop420. Amazing individual who lives in Canada as well. Great guy. And he had his own lore that was sort of tied into my lore, and his lore was about, like, I can't even explain Deadpoop420. You just have to experience him for yourself. But he had this, like, story about, like, trying to exterminate some mice using spray paint or something like that. And so, as a joke, he sent me this, like, cut out piece of, like, fabric in the shape of, like, a rat with some white spray paint, as you can see on its, like, head. And it was just like, it was an inside joke about Deadpoop420. And I just decided to put a little Easter egg for like the 30 people who were actually fans of mine at that point. I put a little Easter egg in my biggest video for them there. And on the back, on the shelf behind me, you can see some of my books, some of my Batman comics, Power of Habit, the Russ motivational book, Gary V crushing it. Yeah, crazy shit. Where did the rat go? I think Lucy Tunes and Voldemorty. Yeah. Oh, here, hold on. Y'all are giving me good feedback in the chat. Let me see that right quick. My dad would be like, "What is goon juice?" Yeah, you can't explain it. You just got to taste it, Papa. I started watching you back when the infiltrating video was just another of your videos. Watching the intro to the ACN video, I remember feeling the step up in quality. You were cooking. Thank you, thank you. I manipulated 42,000 people. It was amazing. Yep. If Nathan ever tells the truth, it'll be the first time. Yes. Queen of Karma says, right, it's actual slave labor. No, not anyway. That's a good point. Yeah. So, yeah, that is a great fucking point always, Marco. I'm the GOAT. I should have put that in my new video. Where was that, you know? Yeah, it is true. You're paying so much money to the company when you sign up as a distributor. Let's assume it's only $100 to sign up, and you need to recruit 10 people before you make your first, like, commission check of $100. Simple math. You've brought in $1,000 for the company, 10 people who each paid $100, and you're getting $100. So you're getting fucked. You're getting 10%. You could go start your own nail business, lash business, car detailing business, lemonade stand, and have a higher profit margin out the gate. Not even like an industry of scale, not even fucking factoring in like wholesale orders and shit like that. Just you on your own. You could go do a set of gel nails for a girl if you're a girl, or you could go do car detailing, buy the fucking, I don't know, spend $100 on the cleaning supplies that you need to detail somebody's car, and charge them $200, and boom, you doubled your investment. You made your 100 back, plus you made 100. You made it 100%. Here, you're just getting fucked. The teleprompter. Y'all want to see the teleprompter real quick? Let me show y'all. It's very simple. Here it is. Very cheap Chinese fucking Alibaba plastic and glass, but it works. So there's this little ring here that goes on the front of the camera lens. It actually just twists right onto the lens. They have multiple sizes for adapters depending on the size of your lens. That twists right onto the lens. And then in here is the actual doohickey. It looks like that. It's just literally a piece of plastic with a piece of reflective glass. If I angle it at you, you should be able to see the camera right there. So there's the hole. So the camera's there, and then this ring just literally, where the fuck is it? Oh, sorry, there's two parts here. This one you don't need unless you're using your phone. So it's literally just this. A piece of plastic with a piece of little not even glass, it's like plastic as well. And then all you do is this ring slides into here. Boom. So now this, imagine, is mounted to the front of the camera. And this part right here, your phone literally goes in there like that. Phone goes in there. And as you can see on the teleprompter screen, you can see the reflection of the phone on the screen. So I have an app where you just load up the text you want in here and hit play, and it scrolls up like that. And it looks like you're looking directly into the camera, which you are looking directly into the camera. But there's like a foreground where you see the text of the script, and you read it off like so. And then fast forward a couple hours of yapping, and you're done. So, oh, he's investing. Oh, shit, he's investing in the quality. Oh, he wants it to be way better and more seamless and look more conversational so that it doesn't appear that he's reading off a script because because the viewer experience is paramount. How the fuck does this go on here? There we go. There we go. Put this back in the bumbleclot. I also did a whole promo fucking photo shoot for this video as well. So that's another thing that I was working on. If people want to know why the fuck this thing's taking so long. I'm really trying to make sure this video, that I do it the right way. I've already been talking to some different like podcasts to go on and live streams to go on to promote it. Why the fuck won't this close, motherfucker? I'll do it later. Fuck it, we'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fucking fuck. They have also, if you film on your phone, they have like apps where it's like it films you on the phone and you can also read off the phone screen, so you don't even need one of those things. But this also, the additional piece I didn't need is like a phone mount, so you can use your phone with the glass as well. I'm all about my bag and some people aren't. True. I record on my computer and can sort of do a teleprompter on there. Yep. Appreciate y'all with the patience. All right, let's continue. Getting rich. Here's what happened. Back in December 2009, he achieved the promise that lured them in to begin with. Getting rich. Here's what happened. I honestly could have even cut out. I mean, this is such a this is good. This is a very concise bit of video thus far. System of recruiting new members who pay to join and are then manipulated into recruiting others and blaming themselves when they don't ultimately achieve the promise that lured them in to begin with. Getting rich. Here's what happened. Back in December 2019, a subscriber of mine who had seen my previous videos on the pyramid scheme WFG said he knew a guy who was pushing a different scheme on his Instagram followers, inviting them to his mentor's penthouse, and that I should check it out. I say, hey man, I'm interested. He says, 6 p.m. tomorrow. In hindsight, like, these edits could have been better. I could have used like a little highlighter effect on them to make them better. But at this time, I was literally editing with iMovie, like the free iMovie program on my 2012 MacBook Pro, and it didn't allow for like layering footage. You could have like one layer over top, and then it was just the row of footage. It was just for like sequential editing. You couldn't layer effects, so I had no choice but to like full screen the message threads, but it doesn't even matter. You get the idea. I'm not sure. Would you be able to give me some more information? Well, concept is tapping into people's bills that they have to pay for even if the economy is shit, and get a percentage of those bills every month as long as they keep their lights on. Oh, cool. How do they go about getting that percentage? Haha, that's what I want to talk about. Tomorrow, 6 p.m., I'm holding an event with some investors at a penthouse downtown. Just so cock, you know? I'm holding my investors at a penthouse downtown. Dude, shut the fuck up. How about that? Shut the fuck up. You know? Yeah, even this, it's like, you have to know this is bullshit. Tapping into people's bills. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Dun dun dun. I try to get more information. It's too unclear what the business is, and I'd like to get some more info before I commit to something like that. Do you have a website? See, I'm trying to coax him into giving me more info. He says, no problem, we're launching plans in 2020, I can't disclose, blah, blah, blah. Bro, why the fuck do you look so familiar? At this point, I was like, oh, he definitely recognizes me from my previous pyramid scheme videos, and this whole thing is a wrap. Haha, everyone says I remind them of Enrique Iglesias. Maybe that's who you're thinking of? Maybe, man. Anyways, the doors are open. If you do decide, just let them know Justin invited you. Interesting. I mean, that's so funny, the Enrique Iglesias thing, you know? But also him saying, why do you look so familiar? It's crazy that I was already starting to get recognized after only doing one company at this point. But this part is such bullshit here. Launching 2020. Bro, this company has been around for like so long, it's not even funny. Even by this point, Trump had been promoting the company for like 15 years. No, 10 years. No, 2020. For what's 2005 to 2015? Yeah, it was like 15 years on from when Trump had promoted this company on The Celebrity Apprentice. So what do you mean launching, you know? This whole thing is a wrap. Haha, everyone says I remind you. Do decide, just let them know Justin invited you. I found this shot of the penthouse interior from a rental website so you can see where I was. All right, I'm on my way to the penthouse pyramid scheme meeting. I just got here to the building and the parking back here is a mess. Like, it's stacked with cars, so I'm expecting a lot of people. Also filmed on my iPhone, you know, like the balls on this guy. The balls. Let's see. Tough leader, what up? Marco's making me realize my videos sucked. Love the rawness of receipt. It's very no more lies. Yeah, true, true. And you did it at my birthday dinner. Mr. Goldberg's table. You know what's something I never realized? And this is disclaimer, anti-Semitism disclaimer. I never realized this when I made the video, and I never commented on it because it was sort of just like a, I mean, it still seems not even irrelevant. I'm not making a correlation between this. It's just something that I never actually consciously noticed before. But, you know, Nathan, I remember Justin telling me that Nathan was Jewish. Goldberg, you know, it's like obviously a Jewish name, like Whoopi Goldberg, you know, even though Whoopi Goldberg's real name is like Michelle Johnson or something like that. It's not even Whoopi Goldberg. I don't know why she gave herself like a Jewish sounding name, maybe to like, I don't know, do better in Hollywood or something. But why are you gay? Yes, Tratino. Nathan, also Alex Morton, also the lawyer suing me from another company. They're all in the same club. And I never even took notice of that. Again, I'm not saying that there's any correlation. I just like, it was like a blind spot to me. I never pieced that together. Anyways. Like I expected, there's dozens of people here already. It's very much like a party vibe. I bought this spy pen camera online so that I could film certain things without blowing my cover, just in case my phone camera was too noticeable. This guy's a fucking genius. This kid has a future. If he just sticks with this niche and continues to blow up, he will be the next CoffeeZilla. As long as he doesn't decide to fold under pressure and quit doing this type of content and nuking his entire subscriber base only to have to rebuild it from the ground up in 2023 when he finally decides to niche down 4 years after being told by the market that there's a desire for this kind of video. As long as he doesn't do that. You know, he did do that. This was really smart. I'll use this gold pen here to show you. I used the spy pen camera. I had like a little notebook, right? Or like a little notepad. So I would go like this and I was holding it there like this. So imagine you're standing there, you're speaking, and I'm sitting like this with my pen. And the camera lens is right there. And I'm just like this, And every few minutes I pretend to write something. Okay, ACN. I'm just fucking filming you the whole time. Or like, I remember when Nathan was talking to me later in the video, you know, in the clip where he's like, the one at the very beginning of the intro where he's like, I recruited 42,000 people. I'm literally sitting there like this. And filming him with this pen. The guy behind me is Nathan. He's the one putting this whole thing together who presumably lives at this penthouse. This is another thing where like, if I had had a better editing software at the time, I could have increased the shadows on this and lowered the color temperature so it wasn't so yellow and so low quality, but this is just raw, baby. You don't look like Enrique Iglesias, I know. One viral video will do that for you. Nobody ever recognized me until the Giants drafted Daniel Jones. Hilarious. I swear Nathan is an Uber driver in Orlando. Hilarious. I cover on passive, and it's been launching since 2018. Love it. What up, Fuzzy Wuzzy Wama? Nice. Marco, what shirt are you wearing in that video? I don't know. It's just like a one with an M on it. Black SUVs will be at your door tomorrow. Yep. Good times in Edmonton, though. Your family was there Robloxing. So true. The pen is so cool. Let's be real, James Bond. So true. The raw yellow of the video makes it real. Yep. True.
He's the confidence man in this scheme. On his Facebook, you can see that he's the CEO and founder of I Work for Myself. Nathan has a website called the Gold Standard Network. It's basically just a fancy sounding name that masks what he's really selling, which is ACN. In the introduction video on the site, he talks about taking your first steps to becoming an entrepreneur and taking control of your financial future. He mentions
Also, the cuts linger too long. Like when I say taking control of your financial future. It goes on for just a half second, not even a quarter of a second too long. I should have cut it tighter.
Company, but doesn't mention ACN by name. This is because he needs time to butter up the audience before someone decides to Google ACN and gets a bunch of results about how it's a pyramid scheme. I got this shot to try and show the age and ethnic backgrounds of the people there. Pyramid schemes are notorious for targeting any demographic who checks one of the two boxes: noticeable minority or noticeable vulnerability. Immigrants, old people, young people, groups who are easier to take advantage of. At this meeting, we see a group of young black people at the center of the room, and on the opposite of where I'm sitting, there was a group of Filipinos. All of the attendees were university-age young adults. It's common for this age group to be lured into pyramid schemes because they're typically struggling for money and are looking for a way to make some cash despite not having a ton of experience or free time, something that MLMs across the board say is no problem when it comes to being successful with them.
First of all, my name is Nathan. I'm the host here. Welcome to my place. My goal is to share a project that we're expanding in the area. So no heavy sales pitch for me today in any way.
That was a lie. Also, now you can see the quality of the camera increases tenfold. That's because, once again, I'm a fucking genius. Having a little notebook like this will save you so much. Bro, does this look unnatural to anyone? Does that look unnatural to anyone? How about this? How about this? I'm filming on this bitch. Oh, interesting, interesting. Oh, I'm filming. Oh, how about this? Does this look unnatural? I'm sitting here. My phone is there resting on my fucking lap like that. Okay, boom. I'm filming. I'm recording your bitch ass. The fuck? Genius. And it's hard to film secretively on an iPhone because when you're filming on an iPhone, the whole screen is lit up. You know, you can't black this out while you're recording. So, who's that? Who's that? Who's that is the real question. Treytino, what you saying? Holding the spy pen fire, independent journalist, sexy mofo. Okay, I'll relax. So true, Treytino. You'd think with the excitement Treytino is showing, somebody would be inspired to pay some goon tax. But hey, I just work here. Yeah.
Very simple, guys. I'm originally from Montreal, and me and some people I knew, we opened up a restaurant chain in Montreal called Egg Expectations.
Now hold up.
This was crazy. That as soon he's not even fucking 2 sentences into his origin story, and I'm already debunking his bitch ass. Here was another thing. This goes to show you how like nuts and bolts my financial situation was at this time. You see the camera quality here takes a big dip, even from the iPhone, right? At this time, I had 3 options of how to film a video. I could use the Logitech webcam that I had on my, no, I don't even know if I had the webcam at this point. I think this is literally the 2012 MacBook Pro's like built-in FaceTime camera. And I was recording into the laptop because the only other option to record a video was my phone, which was the best quality option, or the spy pen camera. And the spy pen camera can only shoot in like short bursts. So because I needed to use my phone to make a phone call, I filmed on the laptop webcam. Like, it was so bare bones.
I wanted to see if Nathan was telling the truth, because typically,
Also, look how skinny I was.
in these pyramid scheme meetings, the speakers all have some rags to riches story, and they never fail to mention what business background they have and how capable and successful they've been in the past. So I went to the Expectations website and wrote them an email posing as a student who was doing a project about the history of Canadian franchises. The person who got back to me was this man, Enzo, who's the co-founder and the actual owner to this day of Expectations. So if anybody can verify Nathan's claim, it's this guy.
Hello?
Hi there, Enzo.
Speaking?
Hey, this is Marco. I think you just tried calling me. I was at a presentation a few months ago, and there was a guy presenting for this company. He said that he was a part of Expectations back in the early day, and I just remembered this now from talking to you. Do you know this guy, Nathan?
He worked for us. Nathan worked for us, yeah. But he wasn't a felon. He was an employee.
I was looking for some answers.
Already this motherfucker. Bro, how deep? 4.5 minutes into the video, already we've seen this fucking guy be an absolute sleazeball. He has a website where he won't tell you what he's doing. He has a fake origin story, which was easily debunked with one phone call. And the initial clip at the very beginning of the video, I recruited 42,000 people and they pay me 92 grand a month. I wonder if I'm going to continue to be a piece of shit for the rest of the video or if I'm actually secretly a great guy. You know? He worked for us. Bring me my coffee, Nathan. Bring me... my cup no longer runneth over. Might I trouble thee for another coffee? Might I trouble thee for another caffeinated beverage? Oh, Nathan the humble one? Don't spill now. Make Nathan a fucking barista again, you know? Crazy Hood Media says, this was the first video I seen from you. Classic content. Did you ever get sued for going undercover like this? Bro, I don't know what it is about the early days of my career. I wasn't getting sued. WFG, ACN, maybe they thought I wasn't a big enough problem, but I don't know. I really don't know. They all use Sphere. Yeah, that's another thing. I debunk every claim in this video. My money's in cash right now. I'm sorry, says Traytina. What do you mean? Put the $20 bill into the CD tray and fucking upload it. What are you talking about? What could we use? Maybe the Write This Down journal from a website? Yeah, alwaysmarcomerch.com. So true. Great thinking, Traytino. Great thinking. Young black people could have just said lickle youths. So true. I know how you youngs like the tight editing cuts, but I find it tiring to listen to. Okay. The demographic of people always makes me sad. So true. Preying on people who can't afford to lose the money. So true. And you know what's fucked up is in this meeting. This is a top secret that I never really talked about. In the meeting, some kid came up to me and was like, "Hey, yo, man, I saw your I've seen you on YouTube, your WFG video." And I was like, "Shh, I'm filming another one right now." But this poor kid, he was sitting here at this ACN meeting after already having seen my WFG video, and was getting roped into this fucking scheme. It's sort of like I went on a date with this girl probably 5 years ago, and she was more than 5 years ago now. And she was a girl that I just knew. I don't even know how I knew her. I didn't go to school with her. I just knew her because she was a hot girl in the city I lived in, and I was well connected and well respected. You know, I used to work as at a concert promotion company. I was at literally every single like hot rap concert, driving the artists around. Every show, I was like taking a picture with the famous rapper, whoever it was, Post Malone or Machine Gun Kelly or whoever the fuck was there that day. And so I don't know. I was just kind of known. I was kind of a popular youth, you know. I was just kind of known for being in the mix, you know. They would see me at restaurants. They would see me at Cactus Club Cafe eating the millionaire cut, the steak and shrimp with the mashed potatoes and asparagus at least twice a week. Bring me a peach Bellini. The fuck? They would see me at Joey in Mayfield Common eating the fucking peach passion fruit frosé or whatever the fuck it was called. With my steak frites with the blue cheese butter, and don't forget it. So they knew me. Anyway, so there was this one girl who I knew her, and I went on a date with her, and she was telling me, you know, she had loved my video, she had shared it, she was like telling all these people about it, and, you know, showed the video to her dad and blah blah. Bro, this bitch joined Monet. Shortly after that. What do you mean you joined Monet shortly after you watched my video about WFG and you... So why can't you recognize the exact same things happening in Monet as are happening in this company that I showed? Why can't you recognize that when I pointed out in WFG, recruiting 5 people who recruit 5 people is fucking bullshit, but now you're gonna go do it with another company? I remember I sat with her. We're at Blaze Pizza on White Ave, which only was around for a short period. They shut down. I'm with her at Blaze Pizza on White Ave. You know, I made my... At the time, I was vegetarian, you know? Cue the "what are you gay" sound effect. And we're sitting there, and she's talking to me about, like, yeah, when I get my Mercedes from Monet, I'm sitting there drinking my fucking pink lemonade, like... Oop. It's Pride Month. Cut me some slack. Anyways. Let's see. He worked for us. Oodle noodle. Y'all are hilarious. Okay. Love when he goes from 92K a month to 50K a month in less than 2 minutes. I love it. How did you even get on the phone with the founder? I literally fucking... I know how. I showed you in that clip that I emailed him. I found his email on the website of Expectations. I emailed him. I gave him my number. He tried to call me, and then I called him back. That's how I got his number. So I'm a genius. If I was Nathan watching for the first time, I would be pissed. Bro, Nathan was in my Instagram story views for like weeks after this video came out. Bro's been taking some of those lotions and potions. We see the progress. Thank you. Should I skip the gym today, y'all? Don't tell my trainer slash bodyguard slash friend Liam that I'm thinking about skipping pull day today. Want noodles? Go to Oodles Noodles. Yeah. He was probably a waiter, for sure. I travel for work equals I drive DoorDash. So true. Marco, small fish. Oh, how the turntable is so true. WTF is Crazy Hood Media doing in here? Bro, you know I'm well connected and well respected, especially in the hood. Fucking put some respect on my name. Actually, I don't know anything about Crazy Hood Media. Is it a big channel? Hold on, where'd they go? Where's Crazy Hood Media's comment? I lost it. Scrolling. Oh, there. Crazy Hood Media. Go to channel. 128K subscribers. Go ahead, Crazy Hood Media. Keep the hood crazy, you know? CIA rubbing their hands together as the hood continues to be crazy. Where'd he go? But what was the actual comment? Are we blind? I am here. First video I seen from you, classic content. Did you ever get sued? Okay, I did read that one. Okay. Tell him to bring out the whole comp plan. Oh my god. Bro is clueless with the M chain on, yeah. Marco, oh yes. Were you wearing the pyramid when eating those meals? No, I wasn't. They're told this one is different. Yeah, it's a unicorn fallacy, right? It worked on me. I left it works, then joined Sensi. I see. She recognized the bag. What up, Lily of the Valley? Okay.
Answers to have some more freedom in my life.
Also, sorry, I know I pause it, but there's so much to say about like how far I've come. In this clip, so you see where there's the subtitles? At the time, I had the free version of Canva because I had no money. So there was no way in iMovie to type out subtitles and just put them on the screen in app. So you know what I had to do? I had to go to Canva and create a custom like text box with the size of the subtitles. And then I had to type in, see on screen it says he was an employee. I typed that in and I had to download this subtitle as its own image from Canva and then bring it into iMovie and place it. And I had to do this for every single example where you see that there is a subtitle. I had to first create it in Canva, download it, bring it into iMovie, rather than just like me pulling in a text box tab in DaVinci Resolve like I do now and typing it. I had to like do this crazy workaround. It was insane.
Oh, he was an employee.
I was looking for some answers to have some more freedom in my life. Now, we've all heard this terminology of residual income, but I find most people don't really know what it is. Rental properties. I have a friend of mine here in Edmonton.
Apologies for like having this angle of mostly the ceiling, but again, I'm trying to be inconspicuous and my phone is sort of like seated kind of at an angle on my lap. And I didn't want to be awkwardly like, you know.
He owns 100 properties. Every month he collects rent checks. He gets a royalty check, a residual. The problem with rental properties is there's a lot of headaches. 100 tenants, 100 pain in the asses, 100 people that can wreck his property, overhead, etc.
Okay, important thing to note right off the bat. Nathan begins his presentation by talking about residual income and being an owner and not an employee. You'll see how throughout the presentation, he really hones in on the idea of being free and having enough money to live a high quality life without doing any work. Of course, he'll never use the words get rich quick, but you'll see how that becomes more implied as we get to know Nathan. Also, he mentions rental properties, which are a tried and true means of obtaining residual income. But he immediately follows that up with the downside being that they're a headache to deal with.
Oh, chain, bracelet, watch. No, at this time, I didn't even have those yet.
You may remember in my WFG video how
I didn't edit this on my phone. It was on my laptop, my 2012 MacBook Pro, but I filmed it on my phone.
during the presentation, they made the claim that not only was WFG less of a hassle than owning real estate or a restaurant franchise, but you also had the potential to make even more money by following their system. This is a copy-paste situation.
Find a mentor.
Not only that, but Nathan talking about how how rental properties are a pain in the ass because there's 100 tenants that could wreck your property or leave. That's not something that doesn't exist now in multi-level marketing. As a matter of fact, it's an even bigger issue. At least tenants, you have some sort of contractual obligation from them to pay rent or whatever. You know, there's remedial steps you can take if somebody violates their contract or damages your property. There's insurance, there's paperwork. In MLM, let's say you recruit 100 people rather than having 100 tenants. Not only are they not guaranteed to give you the income that people who rent property from you are going to give to you, you also don't own it. So it's not even like owning 100 rental properties, which would increase your net worth. It's not even a factor here. It doesn't increase your net worth to have 100 recruits and be a senior vice president in ACN. Also, those 100 people who are signing up to you under ACN, they could just stop next month. They could just leave and quit. And then what? You got to keep recruiting. Somebody signs a year lease with you, chances are you're going to get that money. And even if they have to leave and whatever, you flip it and sell it to someone new. Or if they default, you know, there's actions, there's steps you can take, you know? So, yeah, it's just a crazy, sloppy false equivalence, you know? Keep your eyes on the prize, you will see the prize. So true. Southern Mysticism says, do you feel special? You're one of the people that I go back and watch the entire stream from the beginning. I do feel special. Thank you. Aww. I'd feel more special if we were dropping some goddamn motherfucking goon tags, but hey, I just work here. Now AI does the captions. Yep. I remember watching this video for the first time. Thank you, Shifter. I still remember before the stream deck. Cue that video. Yeah. Yeah, before the stream deck, I used to play the sound effects for the live streams off of my phone, like a YouTube video of the sound effect, and I would just hold the phone up to the mic and play the pew, 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 pew. It's all about residual income, so true.
It's all about residual income.
Nathan on stage, you've been going through shit at your job. You've been going through shit at your job and you're reeling. I can't imagine how awful you're feeling. No, really. Bars.
Make even more money by following their system. This is a copy-paste situation.
Find a mentor. Find someone that has
hate
the life
his
that
little
you want to do it.
Smug fucking smile. Find a mentor. Find a mentor. Shut the fuck up, loser.
Situation.
Find a mentor.
Look at that little smug. That is the smug smile of a little fucking villain who has been getting away with scamming for fucking 13 years and is standing in front of a room full of people, all young enough to be his children. Find a mentor. Shut the fuck up.
Find someone that has the life that you want, do what they do, and you'll eventually have what they have.
Here, Nathan's throwing the audience an easy alley-oop, telling them that they should find a mentor who's financially successful if they also want to be financially successful. I wonder if he could recommend someone who's already financially successful.
Would you guys agree in most sectors, I mean, what's different here, that people are making less money than before, yes or no?
Classic fear-mongering technique. In an MLM pitch, without fail, every single time they will tell you how doomed things are on the horizon. They are complete doomers and pessimists and I don't know what the term is. They will try to convince you that the world is ending if you don't join this fucking company. That this is the ship that's sailing by in the night as you're in the water after the Titanic crashed and you're freezing to death and about to drown and be eaten by sharks. And ACN is the ship that's coming by to rescue you if only you would grab hold. You know? Do you agree people are making less money than before? Fast forward. When I did my video about I Am Academy, what were they using then? Turn the pandemic into a bandemic. After that, what was the company whose name I can't remember, where their guy during COVID was talking about how people are scared, fearful, desperate. We need to be the neighborhood hope dealer. You know? It's crazy.
Yes.
My business booms in the down economy. The worse it does, the better it is.
Nathan
What a fucking douchebag!
Makes this claim that his business model is recession proof, and he's actually right. But it's not because his business acumen is good or the company he works for is good. It's because when the economy is in the toilet, there will be more people desperate for money, and therefore more people who could potentially be suckered into a scheme like this where everything is sunshine and rainbows on the surface.
Any of the business owners in the room take credit cards? You know, if you take credit cards, we'll just call it the Moneris guy. You know that he takes 20% of your machine? How
The Moneris guy. It's the globalists. It's the elites. It's the Illuminati. It's the deep state. It's the Moneris guy.
about you take 20% on your own machine? We let you be the broker. That's what's
This, talking about this big finance, bro, it's the irony of a Jewish guy talking about how there's this big financial conspiracy. It's you! You know? You're the one doing with the financial conspiracy. You're literally like fulfilling so many stereotypes right now. The sleazy Jewish guy pushing the financial scam, you know? Like, what the fuck? It's you! The Moneris guy is coming to, bro, come on. Oh no, yeah, so this Jewish guy at his rented penthouse last night trying to get me into his multi-level marketing scheme really put me on some game, man. Did you know there's a big conspiracy about the Moneris guy? Maybe the Moneris guy was inside the whole time. The Moneris guy. What are you talking about? The Moneris guy.
You know, if you take credit cards, we'll just call it the Moneris guy. You know that he takes 20% of your machine? How about you take 20% on your own machine? We let you be the broker. That's what's so unique about our model here. So
want to make money in the down economy? Buy a liquor store. True. Not Illuminati. Don't bring her back. Work with me today because tomorrow I might not want to work with you. True. Insert Spider-Man pointing meme, right?
example, if you ever guys want to get any kind of prime
No, I was going to make a joke, but...
rib, please go to the sawmill. I appreciate you because I get a percentage of everything you buy there. Okay?
Okay, I'm going to make the joke. The Spider-Man meme with the 3 Spider-Men pointing at each other, and one of them is the Moneris guy, one of them is the Jews, and one of them is multi-level marketing, but all of them are Nathan, you know?
If you feel like noodles, please order from Oodle Noodle. I get a percentage of every single purchase you make at Oodle Noodle, okay?
Now this
Sawmill is like a steakhouse in Edmonton.
is a bold claim even for Nathan. He's insinuating that since he's got these restaurants to adopt the payment processing software provided by ACN called Sphere, that he makes a piece of everyone's meal. Unfortunately, I called every Oodle Noodle location in the city, there's 10 of them, to ask if they used Sphere, and none of them said they do. I also did the same thing with the Sawmill, and they also couldn't confirm that they use Sphere.
Oh, I'm debunking that ass. Oh, I'm debunking that ass left and right. Expectations? Survey says that was a lie. Sawmill Oodle Noodle? DNA test says you are not the father.
Why have you never heard of us? Simple, we don't do any advertising. Our competitors' business models,
That they use Sphere.
Why have you never heard of us? Simple, we don't
Look at that ring. What does it mean? What does it mean? Is it the Freemasons? I know what this means. This ring is a status symbol within the Moneris Guy community. The Moneris Guy elites, when they go to the Bohemian Grove every summer and they sacrifice a small child, they each get these rings that are filled with the blue blood of their ancestors to commemorate that they're all in the same club, and you wouldn't be able to recognize it unless you were one of them. The Moneris guy clique, the elite clique that has infiltrated every highest echelon of every pillar of our society. They run the media. They run the big pharma company. They run the food companies. They're in politics. Their cousin who's in the food company that wants to put the poison in the food is, related to the guy who's in Congress who's going to sign the bill that says it's okay to put in the food and poison all of us. And they all have dual citizenship with Monerisville. Putting it together. There we go, Viz Mayhem. Some goon tax. What up? I just imagine Nathan watching this at home for the first time. Imagine how white his face went, how his heart sank. LOL, true. Jello Impact, what up? Surely the ring is made by the same people who made the NFL rings, and they're the finest rings ever made, just like Amway. So true. So true. Got the ring out of a Lucky Charms box. It's a mood ring,
Advertising. Our competitors' business model is the opposite.
Look, get 5, get free. Refer 5 friends to ACN, high-speed internet, blah, 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 and get your whatever. Our competitor's business model is the opposite. Yeah, so either everyone's crazy or you are. Does this sound like a sensible thing to do for a sales company to not do any advertising?
They spend $1 million a day in advertising trying to get more customers or maintain
What a waste.
their existing customer base, okay?
Notice here he says our competitors, but in a minute he names those same companies as partners.
Our company takes all that millions of dollars in advertising dollars and do a customer rewards program. We pay our customers to be promoters.
This customer rewards program that he's referring to is actually the intensely confusing compensation plan that ACN's recruits all have the displeasure of trying to wrap their brain around. We'll talk more about that later.
Who's the largest retailer in the world?
There was also a moment here, I think I cut it out, where he says to some kid in the room, I think it was one of the black kids, he was like, you're wearing an Adidas, outfit right now. Does Adidas pay you? Why, you're doing free advertising for things all day long. So why wouldn't you get paid to advertise something? Everyone's like, oh, yeah, that's a great point. They spend $365 million a year on advertising? Okay, buddy. Yeah, exactly. It makes sense if you don't think about it. They take that advertising money and give it to people who scam others. Yay.
Amazon. There's no stores, man.
The smug smile when he says Amazon with his hands in his pocket. I hate this guy. Amazon. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Let me watch it again.
Who's the largest retailer in the world? Amazon. There's no stores, man. Largest taxi company.
How many times do you think by this point that Justin had heard this same spiel with all of the same queued up, audience interaction moments? It's insane. Uber, there's no taxis, man. Oh my God.
Company in the world? Uber, there's no taxis. Airbnb rents more rooms than all the hotel chains combined around the world.
I also don't believe that.
It's an e-commerce app. What do you think ACN is? We're an e-commerce app, but in the telecom, energy, and banking space.
Telecom, energy, and banking. Never has there been such an overlap in product verticals since Yamaha, a company that makes dirt bikes and fucking pianos and fucking dishwashers.
Comparing ACN to Amazon, Uber, and Airbnb is another example of the mental gymnastics that these people will have you trying to process. Having a means of selling your products or services online doesn't make you Amazon. Also, what internet and phone service isn't managed online? I don't remember ever having to go to a physical store to get Wi-Fi or pay my electric bill.
It's just one.
Literally, such a great bar there from that young handsome man in the video. Why the... Bro... Having a website doesn't mean that your company is now an e-commerce app like Amazon. Yeah, there's no stores except all the fucking banks and Telus and whatever other cell phone store. Yeah, no shit. How are you in the telecom, energy, and banking space when all of those places have physical,
Just one time, a $1.99 setup fee. Does that make sense?
Another great point that I neglected to mention in the video. Ironic he mentions Airbnb when he's renting this penthouse but claims it's his. So true.
Sense with you guys? It's about how we make some money and finish this up. One time.
That was the seal. That was the Darren Brown audio brainwashing cue there. When he claps his hands, it was a hypnosis technique. When I clap my hands, you will give me $200.
A $199 setup fee. Does that make sense?
Setup fee. If he doesn't clap his hands when he says setup fee, it won't have the same impact. You'll think, if he just says a $199 setup fee, you'll think, fuck, that's $200. But if he says a $199 setup fee, now it's all good. It's like a nice pat on the back. It's like, oh, it's just a setup fee. I'm not paying for nothing. I'm not paying to join and give this guy my money. He's not putting it directly into his pocket and fucking me. No. It's just to set it up. Don't you see? I'm going to go on the website because it's an e-commerce app. I'm going to put in my username and login, my username and password when I sign up. But also, I got to pay $200. And actually, it's not even $200. It's $199, which is nowhere near $200. It's way less. It's a discount, if anything. It should be. For how amazing the opportunity is, it should be $2,000. So I feel lucky, you know. People say they can't afford it. I say you can't afford not to do it, you know. I say think about your mother who's sick. I say think about your kids in the future. Huh? I say think about the economy. COVID, baby. I filmed this like literally 2 months before COVID happened, by the way. You just got set up. Clap hand. Let's make some money. Yeah, AKA give me your money. Yeah. AKA let's lose some money.
Sense with you guys? It's about how we make some money and finish this.
That makes sense with you guys? And then doesn't give anyone an opportunity to say, actually.
One time.
And if you did say, they would be like, okay, well, we'll talk about it after. Like, I'll get someone to help you out after.
A $199 setup fee. Does that make sense with you guys? It's about how we make some money and finish this up. We only do two.
It's like when someone cuts you off, but then you see them wave, so it's all good. Yeah, no worries, yeah.
A $199 setup fee. Does that make sense with you guys? It's about how we make some money and finish this up. We only do two things to make money in the concept. We refer some services through the online store or the app. So we've all been pitched direct sales things, but if I sold you stuff today.
No way. Did Brad Duncan really say that, Jello Impact? My wife is bedridden, then bring the bed to the function. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I shouldn't say Jesus Christ. I know in Nathan's religion, they don't fuck with Jesus, so. How many times does he say? Does that make sense with you guys? Too many. Take a shot every time. Drop it. Hey, just to be silly, hit the Streamlabs link in the chat every time he says, does that make sense with you guys?
Vitamins, skincare, Tupperware essential oils, skincare, candles, juice, something. I would get a commission, yes?
Skincare in there twice.
But if I want to make more money next month, what would I have to do? Sell you more. Use that mascara, girl. I'm going to call you next month.
I love the code switch when he starts talking to the black girl, you know? Use that mascara, girl. I'm going to call you next month. Oh, hell no! If I sold you stuff today, lotions, potions, you'd be like, oh, hell no! Hell no! You got me fucked up! You know? Then he turns his body back to the white people and he's like, so guys, it's really simple. You know, we just got to refer a few people. We don't spend any money on advertising. He turns back to the black people. He's like, them crackers are crazy. They spending $1 million a day. Oh, hell no. Oh my God. He just makes himself more and more of a douchebag and like less and less endearing with each passing moment, you know?
Okay? Whatever I have to say, don't forget to use your cell phone. Never. That's why our business is 1,000% recession proof.
This is why ACN is actually really clever. They sell intangible services that are not visually distinguishable from the same services you already have, like Wi-Fi, electricity, etc. You can't see Wi-Fi with your eyes. So presumably, as long as ACN's Wi-Fi is cheaper, people should have no problem switching over, right? Sure. The problem is when Nathan implies that this isn't something that's being sold continuously over and over again. The customers will still be having to pay for those services each month. So there is more mascara coming when you think about it. But
so true always, Marco. Same thing with insurance. That's another reason why insurance is really clever, because it's like you're not seeing it. You're not filling up your garage with insurance. It's just coming out of your bank account, which is, it's less in your face. That's also been proven with like when you spend money through cash, it feels like you're spending more than when you just tap your credit card and you don't see it. If you have $100 in cash in your hand and then you give away $30, you feel that. Yeah, my mentor always said, does that make sense? 1,000 times a meeting. Shout out Marco for spending $30 million on these subtitles. So true.
But the fact that their services are intangible is a really clever way of operating an MLM because it saves them all the effort of manufacturing and marketing a product to sell, which is something an MLM that sells essential oils or health snacks does have to do. But they still very much rely on internal consumption since recruits are also pushed to use the same services they sell.
Bars. Such fucking bars, honestly.
Bars.
That's why I never carry cash, lol. If you look closely, you can see the snake oil coming off, yep.
The way we make money is introduce this concept to people. So really simple, we build a brokerage of other online brokers, guys, okay? Last part of the comp plan we're done is they pay us bonuses when our team brings in customers. When your team brings in new people, we pay you.
Mind you, he said, I'm not going to give you any heavy sales pitch today, and the whole fucking thing is a sales pitch.
Between $50 and $300 every time a minimum of 3 services are required.
So boom, already recruiting bonuses are presented as the real money maker in the company. Surely $300 is way more than the 1% commission you would make off someone's phone bill every month. I look at MLMs like a dry cleaners that has a secret meth lab in the back. Sure, it's a legit dry cleaners, but underneath that, the real engine that's bringing in the big bucks is the meth lab. The only reason companies like ACN aren't outlawed as pyramid schemes right away is because they hide behind the guise of a company whose main focus is to sell a product or service. And since their business model includes this and not just recruiting people for money, they're able to slide through the cracks of what's legal and continue operating the same way.
I recommend if you can't.
Such a great analogy. I know a lot of guys, they have analogies, and none of them are as good as mine, frankly. I've got the best analogies. I analogize, frankly. It's so true. I need to meet the parents, because if you go back and tell them about this scam, I'll never see you again. Yep. Yeah, so true. It is a great analogy because it is what's happening. You're using one legitimate business to wash the money of an illegal business, and they're housed under the same roof. It's exactly the same thing. Oh, no, you're not getting paid to recruit, but when you recruit, we'll pay you because they made a purchase of a product. They didn't pay just to join. They purchased the product. So you're not getting paid to recruit them. You're getting a commission.
Can bring me your parents. I need to meet the parents anyways, because you go home and try to explain this. Can bring me your parents. I need to meet the parents
and continue operating the same way.
I recommend if you can, bring me your parents. I need to meet the parents anyways, because you go home and try to explain this. Oh boy. I will never see you again.
Yeah, because the kids are going to go to their parents and be like, yeah, so he said that all we have to do is recruit 3 people who buy 3 services after we pay $200 and we'll make $300.
Don't try. Youngsters, listen to me. Okay? Because guys, for those that are older people, parents,
I think he realized in that moment he went too far and like started to like have a mini little panic there because when he did the he realized how sus it was, and there was some adults in the room as well at the back. So, and then he's like, parents, we want to make sure our kids. Nathan, what do you know? Do you have kids? As far as I know, in all my research, Nathan didn't even have children. So what the fuck are you talking about? We want to make sure our kids are safe. Don't speak for us, motherfucker. Monaris guy.
We want to make sure our kids don't get hurt, right?
The real reason he doesn't want these kids to tell their parents about it is because...
And they're not required to purchase, but it's your business. Aren't you going to buy from your business? Not only that, but in every MLM I've seen, it's literally impossible to rank up just through product sales because a lot of the bonuses require you to have team volume, which means you need to recruit. If you just joined an MLM company, like let's say Amway, for example, and you were just interested in not recruiting anyone at all, just selling product, well, there's a ceiling that you hit where you can't go any higher unless you recruit people, because some of the requirements for hitting higher ranks are to have people under you who also have their own volume. So it's literally all about buying products and recruiting more people who buy products. It's completely antithetical to real commerce or real sales or product sales or business. It's anathema to that. That's such a good word. Because you're recruiting people to buy from the company. Imagine you went to go work at McDonald's and you didn't actually sell any burgers to customers, but you bought burgers and you recruited other people to work there and also buy food. It makes no sense, does it?
We want to make sure our kids don't get hurt, right?
The real reason he doesn't want these kids to tell their parents about it is because any parent with half a head on their shoulders would smell that this is a pyramid scheme in 2 seconds.
Yeah, a stranger telling me not to tell my parents. Hey, mom and dad, I'm going to some dude in his 40s fucking rented penthouse downtown. I'm going to some Jewish guy's penthouse downtown. He's in his 40s. He has no children. And he's going to pitch me a financial scheme where I'm going to try to get him money. And then he told me, he's also going to tell me I'm not allowed to tell you about it. So, does this sound okay? This is literally like some fucking Jeffrey Epstein type shit right here. I'm going to the Jewish millionaire's penthouse tonight. But I'm not allowed to tell you anything about it. I've been sworn to secrecy. The Moneris guy is watching me. I'm not allowed to. I can't tell you anything.
And I know Nathan was thinking the same thing too, because he followed up with this.
Because guys, the most common negative response I get, I've done this for a long time, guys. They always bring up this stupid pyramid deal. So that's
pyramid deal. I love when people in MLMs, and you're going to see this in my new video as well, if it ever fucking comes out. You're going to see this in my new video, where they refuse to say pyramid scheme. They say pyramid, or they say pyramid deal, or they say it's shaped like a pyramid. They're so scared of saying the terms pyramid scheme because of like the Streisand effect. They don't want to draw attention. It's almost like you're not allowed to say the word Voldemort in Harry Potter, you know? They're so scared of saying the word pyramid scheme. And so they need to frame it in a way where it's like anyone who even thinks this is sorely misunderstood. So he really pushes selling tons of product, says Jello Impact. All his examples have tons of sales, which of course is extremely impossible to do, but he has to keep himself sane somehow. Otherwise, it's insanely unethical, and he knows it. Yes. He keeps talking about a Moneris guy. Anyways, I need $200. $40? What do you need $50 for? Pyramid deal, yeah. Yeah, in my new video, we see an amazing example of Schrodinger's pyramid scheme, which is the two-pronged false equivalence to try to explain why the company isn't a pyramid scheme. Which prong one is, of course, everything is a pyramid scheme. So it's fine. And prong two is, we're not a pyramid scheme because those are illegal. We're not a pyramid scheme because those are illegal. And if we are a pyramid scheme, it's fine because everything is a pyramid scheme. Just like they'll say, this business is so great because it gives you financial freedom. But if you're not successful, it's because you didn't put enough time into it. Ooh.
bring that up. Okay, when someone brings up pyramid deal, I'm like, do you know what you're saying? Okay, the pyramid deal defined by the government is this: you bring me people that bring me money, that bring me people that bring me money, and we leave the country with the money. Does that make sense with you guys? We're partners with TELUS, Shaw, Bell, Rogers, Atco.
Appeal to authority?
TELUS.
Now they're partners, not competitors.
When people say that you make money on the backs of other people, it's not called your job. Think about where you work right now. Who makes the most money, you or your owner? Because he makes money on your back. Does that make sense to you guys?
Okay, I've heard this 100 times.
The way he's like hunched over like this, the way he's like literally hunched over like this with his posture and his hands like this is like some Nosferatu. I mean, this is an anti-Semitic screenshot right here. This screenshot. Your owner makes money on your back. This. It is a black omen to journey in poor health. This right here, what he's doing, this is an anti-Semitic screenshot. Don't you know what? I'm probably going to get in trouble just for pausing on this frame.
Because he makes money
He's
on
like,
your
it's not a pyramid deal.
back. Does that make sense to you guys?
Okay, I've heard this.
The Moneris guy. It is a conspiracy from the Moneris guy. Have y'all seen Nosferatu? The new one? 9 to 5 is the real scam. That's right. It's the greatest business in the world with the best leadership training in the world. Yes, the big lie. It's okay because life is a pyramid. Yes, so true. It's not MLM. It's affiliate marketing. Oh, Goblino. This was the best way to describe a pyramid scheme when you mentioned the flow of money. Oh, I'm so smart. Stop noticing. Yeah. Shut it down.
100 times before. But Marco, if you work a job and your boss makes more than you, isn't that a pyramid scheme too?
Also, as though Nathan himself isn't going to be profiting off your back.
No, and here's why. If I work as a cook at a pizza restaurant, right, I will clock in and clock out every day. And no matter how well the company's stock is doing, I will still get paid for the hours I worked. I might not get paid a lot, but the amount that I am paid directly correlates to my importance and the amount of risk that I'm taking on in that ecosystem. Whereas the owner of the company is responsible for way more risk and therefore deserves to make more.
I didn't even need to go in this deep explaining it. I could have just said, look at the flow of money. Is the company paying you or are you paying the company?
Not to mention the huge investment they made after presumably saving their money for a long time. The owner has to order the ingredients, the pizza dough, the sauce, buy the ovens, etc., etc., etc. And if the end of the month rolls around and he's in the hole, I still get my paycheck as an employee. That's not a pyramid scheme. If you're confused about whether something is a pyramid scheme or not, look at the flow of money. Does the money flow from the top down where the boss pays everyone, like my pizza restaurant example? Or does it flow from the bottom up where everyone else is funneling money to the few people at the top, like an MLM? Remember, if you have to pay to work, you're not an employee or a business owner, you're a customer. And if you ever find yourself sitting in a presentation where the speaker is trying to explain why his company is not a pyramid scheme, it's probably a pyramid scheme.
Where are the bags?
What you were about to witness is real.
Where are the bags for this incredible fucking video that I
They
made
are
5 years
actual
ago?
litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marco in our forum, the Goon Court.
Jello Impact says, if I got paid just minimum wage for my years in Amway, I eventually became double eagle. I would have been 40K richer because of all we spent on trips, products, and opportunity cost. So true. So true. Such a great point.
So most people go and Google it. I did some research. So you think Google?
Oh, now you have to, another appeal to authority fallacy. You have to discredit, attack your attacker. They attack the person, not the claim. They attack the platform, not the claim.
Research. You can write whatever you want on Google. It's like
Nathan should work for the ADL. The way he's so good at fucking flipping the script and using false equivalences and trying to justify evil and just like discredit people and be a bullshitter. And he's Jewish, so he could do it.
the back of a bathroom wall. Does that make sense, guys?
Well, Nathan, if I shouldn't take Google's word for why ACN is a pyramid scheme, why should I take your word for why it isn't?
My friend in ACN,
Ooh!
he made no money. Yeah, very possible. It's like your friend of mine joined Good Life and he's still fat. Okay? It doesn't mean Good Life doesn't work, because they didn't do shit.
This analogy about the gym is at the heart of what makes MLMs so manipulative and destructive. Before you've even had a chance to succeed or fail, you're reminded that if you fail, it's your fault. I've seen this take such a toll on people because it brainwashes them into adopting this attitude where they overcompensate for the feeling of unworthiness by being the believe in yourself, you just gotta grind, next year, doo-doo-doo person. And they spread that to their friends and family, and the shit just spreads like a cancer. I remember after I graduated high school, my best friend from high school had hit me up. I hadn't talked to him in a while, and he was like, hey man, I'm starting a business, come check this thing out. I was like, cool. I went to the meeting, and it was a meeting for World Financial Group. When I got home, he called me on the phone, and I tried to say as delicately as I could that I was worried he might be caught in a pyramid scheme, and I didn't want to see him get hurt. He flipped out on me, and he was like, they told me you'd say that, you're just like everybody else, you're a hater, you don't believe in me, blah, blah, blah. And that was the end of our friendship. From the very moment you enter a pyramid scheme meeting, it's all about emotion. And this continues all the way through your time there. They're never selling you on a business opportunity. They're selling you on emotion and hopes and dreams. And this type of manipulation is so deeply fucked up and can really hurt people. And Nathan is an expert in these kind of linguistic tactics and painting this picture of your dream life.
To get your
Bars City. Yeah, in hindsight, I don't even know if it's so much that people are compensating when they say this thing about like when they have the toxic positive attitude. I think it might just it's just literally brainwashing, you know. TJ, that's it. I'm subscribing. Can't take all this anti-sentiment. Do you mean unsubscribing? What do you mean?
check, what did I say you gotta do? Switch your own bills, yes? So if they didn't get a check, it means they didn't convince themselves to take their own service. They don't deserve a check.
So he's getting passionate now. Now he's trying to come up with he's trying to preempt a reason, a victim blaming reason for why some people seemingly don't make any money in this very easy business opportunity.
Here's the last part. We have a charity component.
And then, of course, you have to put the Band-Aid on it by making yourself look like the good guy by talking about the charity, you know?
We actually partnered with Food Banks Canada here. We've donated a meal. Every month you pay your bill to the food bank.
I reached out to Food Banks Canada via email to verify that ACN is a contributor, but I didn't hear back.
Have a great evening, guys. Thanks for coming.
I found an old bio about Nathan on this site called RPM, which is an ACN funnel website. In the bio, it talks about how Nathan was too embarrassed to invite people.
See, I didn't have the editing ability to like highlight a certain spot here because I was just in iMovie. So unless you paused and read it, you wouldn't be able to. But if you look in the middle, it says, in the beginning, though, Nathan was too embarrassed to bring people to his unimpressive apartment to tell them about the opportunity. Instead, the Montreal resident would tell people he was going to be downtown at a restaurant, and they could simply ask the hostess for Mr. Goldberg's table. It was actually the restaurant where he worked, and the staff agreed to help him look like a big shot. I mean, what the fuck? Unfortunately, Nathan could not afford to actually eat there, so he simply sat at a back table for 7 hours refilling his single cup of coffee and giving presentations. I mean, what a fucking sad story. You know the Buzz Lightyear thing where he's like, you sad little man. By following the advice of his mentors and setting ambitious goals for himself, his ACN business grew steadily. In just 15 months, Nathan reached regional vice president while leading countless representatives to success. Through his triumph, he not only helped, they're writing about him like he's a war hero. He not only helped his mother, but he also learned a valuable lesson. ACN has changed me, teaching me that the more blessings I give out, the more I receive. As a waiter, Nathan asked people if they wanted coffee. Today, he asks people if they want to change their lives. And fast forward to today, he's back selling coffee. I'm not some big business person. I don't have a business degree, but I know this. If a waiter from Montreal can blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. Bring me my coffee. I don't even drink coffee, but if Nathan's bringing me it, glug, 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 glug. Nathan, I want you to be down there at Starbucks with the teenage, confused, fucking non-binary person with pink hair, making me the best fucking cookie crumble frappuccino I've ever had in my life. And I'm going to sip it so obnoxiously. Oh my God. I'm going to get that fucking, Nathan's going to hand it to me, and he didn't spit in it. I watched him make it. And I'm going to take it, and I'm going to go like this with the straw. You know how they get a little whipped cream in there, and I'm just going to do the most obnoxious. This is exactly how I'm going to sip it. Ready? It's going to be so fun. This is my cookie caramel crumble frappuccino from Starbucks, created by Nathan after he ends up working back at McDonald's, at Starbucks, with the non-binary teenager. And I'm going to go like, thank you. I'm going to be like, here, ready? I'm getting it from the window. Thank you. I'm not even going to say thank you. I'm just going to mouth it. Me building the bit. Okay, here. I'm getting the drink. That's exactly how it's going to go. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm having too much fun. Sometimes I wonder if like girls I go on dates with and shit watch my stream, you know? Like, there we go.
MSP just dropped a bag, 27 Canadian dollars and 19 cents. The Monaris guy. No anti-Semitism, but I was laughing my ass off. Also, I long noticed that they conveniently omit the scheme in pyramid scheme. Great minds think alike.
So true. Thank you, MSP. Who is that? Who is MSP? It looks like a first-time dono from MSP. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. The Monaris guy, yeah. You know? The Monaris guy, this phantom, this unknowing phantom. It's the Matrix. No, it's the Monaris guy. Let's see. What if there's a pool? Spec says, was Nathan the best manipulator in your opinion? Like, made everything sound like it made sense and convinced people he was right? He's up there. Nathan, I think Alex Morton. Yeah. I think I give it to Alex Morton just because of the breadth of his victim base. I mean, he's such a prolific scammer, going from one company that's shut down from being a pyramid scheme to the next. yeah, you know that Alex Morton is my number one enemy in my mind. Also Jewish, but that has nothing to do with it. Thank you, Marco, for doing this thankless and absolutely disgusting and soul-sucking work. Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you, Benjamin. I mean, it's your guys' support and our ability to like do these streams and have fun with it that makes it worth it, you know, and your support, you know. Hannah K says, wow, refilling your coffee cup and give a presentation for 7 hours. He's pure evil, right? And how did the staff at his supposed restaurant that he worked at allow this to happen, you know? If I was the owner, I'd be like, Nathan, I don't want you fucking sitting in the corner for 7 hours trying to recruit. You know, people are here to enjoy a meal, not to have you tap them on the shoulder and be like, I love those shoes. Ever thought making extra money? Come to my table. Insane. This shit is gross. The mocha cookie frap is the most annoying drink to make, apparently. Oh, really? That's perfect. Regional vice president is as important as Kamala being vice president. So true. So true. Crooked Kamala. Kamala. You know. But the Starbucks use Sphere. Great question. Comes back full circle and Nathan works at Expectations. I love it. Oh, yeah. Austin Godsey. Well, he's in jail now. The Timu Lil Peep. Thanks for scamming us, Marco. Appreciate it. Yeah. I love those shoes. Triggered me. Sorry. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's continue here.
To his humble apartment to present ACN, so he would get his coworkers to make him look like a big shot by having them direct guests he invited to Mr. Goldberg's table. I don't know if this is supposed to make Nathan look like he's resourceful, but to me, it just affirms the idea that he's always used deception and lies to get people to open their wallet.
I used to work at Starbucks, says Kendra, and can confirm that the mocha cookie crumble and the caramel ribbon crunch were the worst drinks to make. Anything with unnecessary cold foam during peak. Don't let me come in there and get an iced chai tea latte with 4 pumps of vanilla and pumpkin spice cold foam. Woo! Woo! With an oat milk base. 800 calories on your bitch ass right there. Nice iPad. Yeah. You posted a good video about Alex Morton in Discord. Yeah, Spencer Cornelia. Spencer Cornelia trying to steal from me, Spencer. Making videos about I Am Academy shutdown and Alex Morton. Come on now. Stay over there. Stay over there. No, I'm just playing. Yeah.
Marco, make any sense, brother? What ACN does is...
Marco, make any sense, brother? He didn't know how to code switch with me all the way because I'm like racially ambiguous. He didn't know if I'm like Spanish or what I am. Just like, make any sense, brother?
Deception and lies to get people...
How do you do, fellow kids? You know, like the Steve Buscemi meme. Nathan gives such undercover cop energy. It's crazy.
To open their wallet.
Marco, make any sense, brother? What ACN does is every time someone pays $200 and gets 3 bills, ACN pays out $400.
So ACN is losing money or you're lying. I'm paying $200. So I get someone to pay $200 and purchases 3 bills, which are not going to be $200 to make it 4. So they're paying, let's say, $300. Let's say the 3 bills, your internet, your electricity, your phone. That's going to add up to what? Maximum $150, $200, right? This is in 2020. So ACN is breaking even or losing money to pay me this bonus?
How much of the bonus we get is based on ranks. Got it. Like Julia, my girl, she's a regional director. Every time a bunch of these black people are hers, when they all join, she makes $200 a fucking head on everybody. So if she signs up 10 tonight, she made 2 G's tonight.
I'm not even going to say it.
What would we call ourselves? Like
us, ACN?
Like a broker or what?
The real ACN.
Him hitting his vape as well. I love it here. I love it here. I can't believe you done this.
And terminology is IBO, independent business owner.
Right, okay.
Recruits are called IBOs or independent business owners and not employees because A, there's less legal implications, and B, it feeds this idea that you're an entrepreneur and that you're an owner of a business when you're not.
So do I have to go register a business on like at the registry?
No.
Okay.
I'm incorporated for tax. I make over $100,000 a month.
Right,
so
right.
I'm not giving 50%. So I am incorporated, but when I started,
and not until it's worth it for you to
until
expense
you make over
shit.
$36,000 and you get tax ID number.
Yeah.
They don't.
Okay,
ACN doesn't declare to the government at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
After 36, yes.
After he just fucking met me and he's leaning over to me being like, ACN does not... Oh shit, the Jewish guy telling me how to exploit the tax system for a better financial... Literally every Jewish stereotype has been full. I'm realizing this now for the first time, watching this back years later, knowing that, like, of course I knew he was Jewish. His name's Goldberg, but like keeping that in my mind while I watch this is like fucking crazy. You know? Using his soapbox to create the boogeyman of the Moneris guy, which is going to create, you know, division and strife among this racially ethnic group of people that he's presenting to, while he actually puppeteers the strings by scamming everyone. Can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. You know? I recruited 6 million people and everything. Chill. All right. Okay. Whew, caramel ribbon crunch, baby. Math ain't math thing. That was the only truthful thing he said, that he evades taxes. Yeah, true. It's fun watching this, knowing you fucking won. So true. You won't ever make enough money off this for it to matter. Don't worry. Yeah. What's a little tax fraud between friends? I love it. That makes sense with you guys? I should add that makes sense with you guys to the stream deck. Why haven't I done that yet? I'm walking here. Anyways.
Yeah, they don't. Okay, fam. AC doesn't declare to the government.
What was the other part I wanted to react to?
Idea.
Oh, I have a really good bit about the term independent business owner in my new video.
Not until it's worth it for you to
Until you make
expense
over
shit.
$36,000 and you get a tax ID number.
Yeah.
They don't.
Okay,
fam. AC doesn't declare to the government.
If I was the ACN, like, overlords, I would be so pissed with Nathan because of this video. And that's exactly what happened. Instead of ACN coming to his defense and suing me and trying to, like, take the video down, Nathan was left to his own devices to try to file, like, privacy complaints and whatever on the video and copyright strikes because of the clip I used of his website later in the video of his website, where, first of all, I changed it to black and white. Already it's constituting fair use because I've transformed it in some way. And I took the audio away from it and I did my own voiceover, which is double fair use. So they didn't even help him. You know, they fucking terminated his ass. I'm sure he was like, no, I'm going to get the video taken down. Don't worry. And then it got back up because I'm the best. And then they terminated him because he's the worst. And then I win. So I love it. ACN was not shut down, no. But Nathan was shut down. It's the way he's like all in schmoozing and you destroyed him. I know. Can you imagine? I probably gave Nathan such trust issues, but I mean, he's a fucking snake who's been scamming people for 13 fucking years. Fuck him, and fuck him again, you know?
Okay.
After 36, yes.
Okay.
Whoever builds the biggest team makes the most.
Me playing stupid. Oh, okay. Making him feel so comfortable, making him feel like I'm playing right into his hands, when really you're playing into mine. This is the Israel-Palestine conflict summed up in one go. This is the Middle East conflict summed up in one go. You know? Actually, it's kind of funny to think about the meta of me, the Arab guy, and Nathan, the Jewish guy. You know, there's this storied historical rivalry between Arabs and Jews, and it's like, I don't know. I never even thought of this at the time. I never thought of myself as Arab. I never thought of Nathan as Jewish. I just, you know, he was just a white guy. I was just a guy, you know? But it's just funny to think about it in that context, looking back, you know?
Built a team of 41,000 people. They brought in 250,000 customers. And the Asian says,
so what does that mean? 41,000 people, but 250,000 customers. So you brought in 41,000 people. Let's see. 250,000 is 250,000 divided by 41,000. So each of those people had 6 customers, is what I understand. Assuming that none of those 41,000 are also customers. Just salespeople, which we know is not true. But if you actually do the math, 250,000 divided by 41,000 is 6 customers. So each person had 6 customers. So it makes no sense. The more you analyze it, the less sense it makes. And they send me 92 grand a month. Okay. So you're making 92 grand a month. Okay, 41,000. No, 250,000 customers. Okay, so it's actually even worse than I thought. So 250,000 customers. How much do you think those people are spending a month? 250,000 people. 250,000 people are presumably spending money every month. Well, even if they spent $1 each a month, that's $250,000, and you're being sent less than $100,000. So again, just the math ain't mathing, no matter how you fucking try to cut it and make it make sense. The bigger the numbers you brag about, the more of a scumbag you are, yeah.
Residually 92 grand a month, not including the bonuses.
Right.
We can do together too.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate
Sorry
that.
to keep you waiting,
Yeah.
guys. I found guys, leaders in Chicago.
Now here's me filming on my phone again. These ladies were dope. I actually told them afterwards what I was doing because I could sense that they weren't fucking with it. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to expose this whole thing. Like, you should honestly just leave. And they were telling me, like, yeah, this is such bullshit. I love this one woman, the woman in the middle. I love her reaction on her face because Nathan is probably so used to schmoozing, like, young, broke, naive people that when he talks to two adults and it falls apart, it's just embarrassing to see.
Right.
We can do together too.
Thank you. Yeah.
This is why he doesn't want the parents to tell the kids to tell their parents. What is the camera view from? Like, how are you sitting? In this first shot where I'm with Nathan, this is the spy pen. Afterwards, this is behind the couch. I, like, got up. I, like, stood up and was filming. The way I was filming, I think literally I was, like, I don't even remember how I was holding it, but I was holding it in a... I remember I had it pressed against the notebook so you couldn't see the screen. How was I holding it? I don't know how I was even holding it.
In New Jersey, and I trained them to do the same bullshit over there. So in every city, the same presentation. I come in, I make $50,000 a month residually.
It went from 92 grand to 50 grand?
Then I'm out.
A second ago,
And I'm standing right there. You can't even keep your own lies straight. You just told me you made 92 grand a month. Now it's 52 grand or whatever the fuck he just said.
it was 92,000 residually, but fuck it.
So as long as you're paying...
Then I'm out.
A second ago, it was 92,000 residually, but fuck it.
I could have made this a way longer video, actually, if I had included the coffee shop meeting with Justin from the part 2 video. Yeah, why did I cut so much footage? Damn. Showing that everyone is a fucking liar. That would have actually been a crazy... I could have made like a crazy super cut ACN video. Damn, why didn't I do that? But I don't know. I'm not mad at it. It still went good. It was a night like any other for Nathan. Little did he know this night would change his life forever. And you know what? Nathan got off easy because even after this, I think I filmed this January 2020. This video didn't come out until fucking, what, August? February, March, April, May, June, July. 7 months he had. Now imagine the people in this new video that I've been working on for 2.5 years. Imagine when they see it, you know?
So as long as you're paying their bills every single month, then you're safe.
But how do you track that? Like, how does a website know?
Yeah, he knows they're older and the value of $1, so he's cutting it down. Yes. And know the value of $1, so he's cutting it down. Yes. Now here's Justin.
Every single month, then you're safe.
But how do you track that? Like, how does a website know? Especially when you have a network of like 80 people. How does it know?
The whole back-end system keeps track of that.
How?
Yeah. Numbers, I don't know.
Okay.
How are you gonna do it? How? That how is my famous, like, you know, with Hartage. How? How am I gonna make the money? Tell me how.
So,
Algorithms. Okay, it's the
Me trolling algorithms, yep.
following Saturday morning, and I'm here at the restaurant where they're doing this training.
I'm an evil genius for this. Because with WFG, I expended all of my goodwill with them instantly. And I was like calling them out in the meeting and like speaking up and whatever. Here, I was like, I'm going to play the long game so I can go to the next meeting as well. By the way, this guy right here, this bald guy right here, I recognized him. I had seen him at like concerts and whatever. I don't exactly remember what his whole deal was, but I remember like a couple years later, he messaged me on Instagram when my YouTube started taking off even more. And he was like, yeah, man, I was at that ACN meeting. And at the time I thought you were like a hater, but I realized you were right. And these companies are fucking shit and they scam people. I was like, yeah, I know.
So at this training session, Nathan makes it clear that ACN isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, and rather you should expect a 3 to 5 year investment if you want to see any success. This is deceptive because everyone who's in this room has already attended an initial meeting and presumably paid the $200 sign-up fee after already hearing Nathan talk about how he joined ACN and made money his first week.
This was a mistake. I probably should have shown that. I don't know if I didn't have a clip of this, but I should have shown this instead of explaining it. Show, don't tell. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Yes, true. You only have to have a good memory if you're lying. 2.5 years, damn, man. Yep. I started doing the research portion of this new video in January 2023, the same time I started working on the last MLM infiltration video, which the name of the company whom I can't remember, which you can't find on my channel, but may still exist on the internet. I don't know. Thank you, Queen of Karma. Appreciate you. He bought you hot chocolate. Yeah, Justin did buy me hot chocolate, and I still appreciate that to this day. I love the sequence where you say, like, algorithms, just BS, yes. The algorithm, the biggest mystery alive. The algorithm and the Moneris guy. How? So true. What up, Jelly Snack? Wagwan, Alex.
He implies getting rich quick to hook you in, and now that he's got your $200, he goes, okay, 3 to 5 years, who's still gonna stay and see what happens? And unfortunately, most people do. This celebration and motivational aspect of the meeting is so typical of any pyramid scheme. Remember when they did it in the WFG video? The target demographic.
$500,000, $500 million. Look, you have this Muslim family. Then one row ahead, you have this black family. It's so sad, bro.
Graphics are visible again here. In this row, we have an Arab family. The next row, a black family, and so on.
And you want to start building that list. You want to have a list of a couple of hundred people on that list. Does that make sense to you guys?
This list is from one of the packages I downloaded off Nathan's website. Here it lists literally everybody you might have ever met or encountered in your life, including listing off pretty much every country in the world, just in case you saw that and were reminded of someone that you knew from.
Do you know someone from Djibouti? Do you know someone from Malawi? You need to contact them right now. You need to send them a message on WhatsApp. You need to ask them to come to the meeting right now. You need to get them to come to the meeting expeditiously.
Zimbabwe or something. Time for some more emotional manipulation.
I want you to spend 10,000 naira on the company. I want you to spend 5,000 naira with me today.
The reality you live in now, you chose it. If you don't like your reality, change it. I'll be honest with you guys, I live in my own Asian dreamland. I do. I live in what I call the Asian La La Land. In most cases, not always.
So funny that he's just admitting that he lives in Asian La La Land, like just total brainwashville.
Broke people are broke because they have a broke mindset.
Imagine struggling financially, and you're sitting in this meeting, and this fucking pompous Jewish asshole is standing there at the beginning of the room telling you, if you're broke, you have a broke mindset. Fuck you, Nathan.
Cases, not always. Broke people are broke because they have a broke mindset. I had someone tell me, well, what are my friends going to judge me? Are your friends paying for your mortgage? You want to have a meeting at your home.
Yeah, so unless someone's paying for your mortgage, their opinion is, you shouldn't listen to them, and they might not want the best for you, even though they're not paying for your mortgage. It's like, it's such a fucking fuckery. It's such a fuckery.
People in your home. I'm going to give you the script. We just started a new business project. We're having a grand opening celebration for the launch of our new project business. Can I count on you to be there to celebrate the launch of our new business? Well, what's it about? It's about a grand opening party. Chips and dip and wine. That's what it's about. Well, tell me a little bit more about your business. Well, I can tell you a little bit if you want. It's actually, we partnered with a U.S. tech company that's...
Great fucking point, Bad Dog. Is Nathan paying their mortgage? Exactly. Exactly. Expectations.
Coming into Canada. There's a massive timing in the marketplace. This company just partnered with AT&T and TELUS.
Nathan saying that ACN is partners with TELUS because they resell TELUS products is like a convenience store owner saying, we just partnered with Coca-Cola because we sell Coca-Cola now.
Is it one of those pyramid deals?
This is the clip that Nathan filed the copyright claim over on my video, trying to get it taken down. This video is the funnel video from his gold standard mentor website. And I downloaded this, and I used the clip of it. I changed it to black and white, and I use it as a... For some reason here, I had the audio of his speech, but not video from the pen. So I used footage from his website as like a B-roll.
I could ask that. Honestly, you've known me for 10 years. You think I want us to get involved with something illegal so we can go to jail?
Yeah, gaslight them if they question you.
Is that really what you're thinking? Is that what you think of me? That's what you're thinking of me. Why don't you not come over to my house this week? Because I'm proud of what I do. I'm a professional network marketer. I help people retire. I give hope to people.
Name one person you've helped retire, you fuck.
Prospecting is about posture.
On another note, who the fuck has wine with chips and dip? No kidding. It's like an alien trying to masquerade as human, you know?
Having confidence. People follow strength. People don't follow people that are wet noodles. Does that make sense?
You can see the Trump influence here.
Think of this, guys. We're asking ladies on a date. Ladies, I'm desperate. Haven't got laid in 10 years. That's disgusting, man. Okay? There's a lot of Walking Dead out there, guys. How you doing? I'm hanging in there. I heard hanging. I see you hanging on the cliff. Let go.
Let go. Yeah, kill yourself. Hey, guy, you heard it from Nathan. If you're hanging in there and you're having a difficult time in life, kill yourself. Nathan Goldberg, the $1 million question. There's a situation where somebody is having a difficult time in life and they're hanging on. They're hanging in there. They're clinging to their last bits of hope. What should they do? Should they, A, thug it out and hope that a better day comes? 2, just complain about it and do nothing? C, kill themselves? Or D, recognize that life is full of ups and downs and that they need to continue to try to be a good person and be optimistic and hopeful and ask for help if they need it and try to see a better day in the future? What's that? C? Locking in that answer? Nathan, I'm sorry to tell you, but C, kill yourself. Was the correct answer!
Put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you 1,000.
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets.
Goes, man, goes.
Gave him the money.
Work. She belongs to the streets.
It won't work. Blah. Negative on everything. I don't want to argue
What
with
if there's a pool?
them. I always just make a joke. You can be right, but I'll be rich. You want to argue? You're right. So I'm going to go be rich.
I help people retire, says someone who's not retired. Another great fucking point. Nathan, why should I listen? Oh, don't listen to Google, so why should I listen to you? Those people aren't paying your mortgage. Neither are you. I help people retire. Why aren't you retired? It's an endless rabbit hole of fuckery.
You be right, I'll be rich is so exemplary of who Nathan is at his core and who someone can become when they're brainwashed by an MLM. He doesn't care about being right or even doing what's right. He's not here to help people retire and achieve their dreams. He's here to get rich. And he'll fuck over whoever he needs to just to get that dollar. And rest assured, he has some justification for it. When you think about it, he's not even pitching a company at this point. He's pitching self-improvement, a commodity which is immeasurable. You can keep selling the same person on this concept over and over. They can always improve, always strive for more, and therefore you can keep milking them financially for as long as their bank account will allow. A 2011 study by the Consumer Awareness Institute found that on average 99.6% of people who join MLMs lose money. Not only that, it finds that based on Las Vegas gambling statistics, you have a better success rate playing roulette or craps than making money in an MLM. ACN has a list of their top producers on their site. This list has 25 people. These are the people who are actually making money, in my opinion. Nathan is just one head of the monster. So
I put that income disclosure in there briefly. RVPs and SVPs, so regional vice presidents and senior vice presidents, earn annual income achieved by fewer than 1% of IBOs. Their success stories and earnings are extraordinary and not typical. Earnings as an ACN IBO are based solely upon the successful sale of products to customers, and their usage of those products. Individuals will incur expenses in their ACN business, such as sign-up and renewal fee, as well as other possible operating expenses. As with any business, false equivalence, earnings and success at ACN are not guaranteed, but depend primarily on the individual's commitment, persistence, and effort. Individuals may not earn income and may lose money as an IBO. Great.
These are the people who are actually making money, in my opinion. Nathan is just one head of the monster. So why is the MLM game so difficult? Let's look at the comp plan for ACN. To be a customer qualified independent business owner, you must have 7 customer points from 3 services. To be an executive team leader, you need to have 3 people under you who are customer qualified and have 15 personal customer points and 10 customer qualifieds in at least 3 legs, or 60 personal customer points. Have I lost you yet? No? Good. Because to be a regional director, you need 600 total customer points from your personal points and downline points, a minimum of 600 customer points in your team, and a maximum of 200 per leg. To be a regional vice president, you need to have a regional director in each of your 4 legs, 3,000 total points in your team, maximum of 1,000 points per leg. To be a RVP Gold, minimum downline billings of $200K a month, $75K per leg. Platinum, $300K a month in bills, limit of $125K per leg. Senior Vice President. This is what Nathan is. You must have 1 regional director or above in 6 separate legs, including at least 2 RVP legs. Minimum monthly downline billings, $500,000 a month. Amazing. Why the limits? If I'm bringing in this much fucking money, who cares if I'm... Who cares? And to figure out how much...
Who cares exactly, always, Marco? I mean, think about it. If this is really about selling products or services to customers, why does it matter the breakdown of like who's in what leg? Why would there even be legs to begin with? Isn't this just about bringing in the most money possible? Isn't that what business is? Money in? So why is there these limitations and specifications on like, oh, well, you need this person with who's a customer qualified in that leg and a senior director in this leg? It's like literally makes no sense.
Commission you would get. You can see here between 1 and 29 customer points you get 1%, between 30 and 39 customer points 3%, 40 and 59 5%, and 60 plus 10%. Okay, doesn't seem too difficult, but how many services would I need to sell to get all those customer points? Great question. Well, if I sell some...
Bad dog. Guaranteed, Nathan says, does that make sense to you guys in his sleep? Also, the Bad Dog saying you haven't been in Discord forever. Get in there. It's about to pop off after this new video comes out. What up, John? Never skip leg day, yeah.
Somebody ACN's home phone service, I could get 1 point for a new phone number or 2 points for transferring a current phone number. I did the math on how many customers I would need to be paying a bill every month to make $10,000, and I would need 500 different customers, all with 3 services, to make $10,000 a month. I don't know about you, but in my opinion, if you're a good enough salesman that you have 500 customers paying for a service, let alone 3 services each month, you should probably be running your own fucking company. Let's say you were selling an online course or an ebook for $20, right? And you had 500 people buying that. You'd already be making $10,000 just from that. But what we're talking about here is 500 people that have 3 different services that are all way more expensive than $20. So you might think, okay, I'm making 10 grand, but the amount that ACN is making off of that work is so much fucking more that it doesn't even make sense. Plus, you have to consider, how long would you spend messaging people, going to meetings, going to trainings, talking to people about switching over their services, actually doing the shit to get those customers? If you were to take that $10,000 and divide it by the average number of hours it took you to get a customer, you'd be making far less than minimum wage for your efforts. So you see how it's incredibly difficult to make money with just selling services. This is so you go and pursue the more rewarding avenue of recruiting people. ACN doesn't do a good job at hiding this. As far as the logistics of recruiting goes, let's consider that one person recruits 5 people. Those 5 people then recruit 5 people. After only 10 cycles, you have over 9.7 million people in the business, and after 15 cycles, you've exceeded the entire population of Earth.
It was actually less than that. That was a mistake. It's actually after the 13th. You can't go to the 14th.
I also find these titles that they give the different ranks hilarious. Executive team leader, senior vice president. 1 month you can be called senior vice president and the next you're regional vice president. Last time I checked, a vice president of a company was someone who was appointed to a salaried position, and there usually isn't 25 of them. ACN's website says they take care to follow the rules set forth by the Direct Selling Association, but one look at the DSA's website and you see that they're funded by companies like Herbalife, Nu Skin, and Amway. It's like saying, yeah, we'll follow the rules as long as we get to make them.
That's actually true to this day. The Direct Selling Association has in place the Direct Selling Self-Regulatory Council. It's exactly what it sounds like. They self-regulate. You're trusting the scammers to police themselves. Seems like a great idea.
In case you needed any more evidence that ACN wasn't to be trusted, here's one of their most loyal celebrity spokesmen telling you what a great company it is.
This was a great turn of events for me. I felt like the video was missing a little bit of spice. And I was already I thought I was already finished with the video, and then I discovered that Trump had been a promoter of it, which was, I don't know, it seemed to be buried information at that time. It was in all of my research on ACN, I never came across the Trump connection, and then yeah, at the very, like, literally after I was already done everything, I discovered this.
The beauty of ACN is you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You're not standing out there alone. You know, there are going to be tough times, and life is tough. You have a great partner with ACN. They're going to help you. They're going to be there for you. They're going to work with you. It's a great company. It's a respected company. Everybody loves it.
In 2018, a lawsuit was filed against the Trump Organization for promoting ACN as a great investment while failing to disclose that they were being paid to do so for 10 years. In 2015, after he became the Republican nominee for president, the opulent orange claimed to know nothing about ACN, despite appearing in promotional material for the company with his children and attending and speaking at ACN motivational rallies from 2005 to 2015. Here's a picture of Nathan and the Donald from an ACN event in 2013. Trump even featured ACN and its CEOs on an episode of The Celebrity Apprentice back in 2009 and again in 2011. Based on my research and the similarities between ACN and other MLM companies, it is my opinion that ACN is a pyramid scheme. And before I start getting comments like I did with the WFG videos saying that I just had a bad experience and not everyone in the company is like that, consider that this sort of corrupt structure starts at the very top. There's no way to be ethical in a company whose business model is dependent on being unethical. As machine learning and automation become more prevalent and the economy being shit, I think pyramid schemes are only going to get more aggressive and more popular. All we got to do is beat them at their own game. So send this video to 5 people, who then send it to 5 people, until everyone in the modern world knows to stay away from MLMs. And Nathan, if you're watching this, fuck you.
Marco. Happy Thanksgiving, goons, you fucking idiots. Fuck you, Marco. Fuck you, Marco. Fuck you, Marco.
Yeehaw, it's bull wrangling time.
Do you like me?
Let's go. I took a full load.
Wow. What a journey. We did it. Always the ending, yeah. You know, saying fuck you is not defamation. Saying fuck you is not defamatory. I remember one time, actually, I don't even know if I can speak on this, but let's, I'll say it like this. People have tried to discredit my journalism or my research or even just the points I make by saying that a legitimate journalist or a legitimate criticism would never end with fuck you. But if you're even, if you even have the slightest moral compass and you witness this kind of evil and deception and scammery being perpetrated, it seems like tame and measured a response to simply say fuck you. The feelings of hatred that I have towards scammers, especially with MLM, go so far beyond me just saying the words fuck you, that saying fuck you is a reserved consolation for what I really want to say or what I really want to do. You know, and I've had people be like, oh, well, in the, you know, in the New York Times, a journalist would never say fuck you. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure that big mainstream media articles do publish, like, mainstream media publications do publish opinion pieces, right? Op-eds, where people say their opinion, and they'll say the views expressed in this do not express that of the New York Times. They're the author's own or whatever, right? So fuck them. Always love the ending. Yeah, the fuck you is satisfying. I think the fuck you is satisfying if I don't use any language throughout the entire video and then I just save it for the end. I felt like it was a lot more impactful when I did that in my 2023 infiltrating a pyramid scheme. And yeah, let's see what happens in the new one. Happy Thanksgiving, goons, you fucking idiots. Appreciate you, Queen of Karma. Peace out. Back in 2006, Trump was in their videos, used their in-person sales meetings. Trump was in their videos that were used in their in-person sales meetings back when they were hyping up the next big thing, the video phone. Yes. Yes. Love that. It's not made for children. Yeah, it's also not made for children. You can swear, exactly. Unfiltered media, who would have thunk? Shows how much passion you have for your mission. Yeah, I am passionate. And yeah, it is fuck these people. It's fuck these people straight to hell. Well, that's all I've got for y'all today. It's coming. It's coming, and I think it's the best one. So, yeah. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you again. Subscribe to the Patreon for the extended alternate cut of the new video. I don't know. Donate on Streamlabs for the pay your goon tax if you want to support the boy. And yeah. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Marco.
And join the Discord. It's free to do. Link in the chat. Follow me on Instagram. Always Marco. Peace.